I have worked at Heart Pharmacy probably over 20 years. I've been a technician at Heart Pharmacy and a few other pharmacies for over 15. And then a couple years ago, I took a certification course to do community health work as well. And I have been at the pharmacy. I specialize in Medisets, so I package medication for our patients. That's my job there. One of my jobs there. And which is why I was chosen to give the talk today. Also, I just have to say, I am not great at medication adherence myself. I am here to present as in things that have worked for me, things that I think work for other people. I just wanted to say that I understand where you're coming from when you're not taking your medicine on time and regularly. I totally get it. The big thing about medication adherence is that you're taking the right amount at the right time, the right way, and for the right amount of time. You want to make sure you're taking your right dose, that if it's twice a day, you're taking it twice a day, or if you need to take it in the morning, you're taking it in the morning or before other medicine or at bedtime. Pay attention to your side effects. If it's something that makes you sleepy and can be taken at night, let's put it at night. The right way, with or without food, things like that. And then if you get an antibiotic, I know that those are things that are hard to kind of incorporate into what you're already doing. That's something that people stop taking it, they're feeling better, but you want to make sure you finish things like that. So if there's a specific duration on your medicine, you want to make sure you're taking it for that whole time so that you're able to get all of your benefits. Just a few barriers I know to adherence is that we forget, we procrastinate. Sometimes paying for our medicine is a problem. You're worried about their side effects, so that's none of the clinical concerns. You're worried it's going to make you feel bad, or it's going to make you too tired to go to work, or things like that. So that's always something. And then sometimes if your medicine is, you're leaving the hospital and the hospital pharmacy has your prescription, but you get it filled at the pharmacy by your house, you're not going to maybe pick it up, or you left it at the hospital, or it's hard to get to where you're going. I know that these are all the barriers to getting the medicine, making sure you have it at home. But if you're able to take your medicine on time, your health is going to improve. Your chronic conditions will over time be improved. There's a study that was published saying that patients who regularly use pill boxes, about 92% of them did better in adhering to their medicine versus the 76% who did not. And then specifically with type 2 diabetes, they did in that same study, they looked at fasting their blood glucose levels, and they were people who, over 2-year span, people who had been using their pill boxes regularly, their numbers dropped 20 points. So from 141 to 129 versus patients who didn't, they stayed relatively the same at 137 to 140. So they were still at their same levels. So when you're managing your disease, when you're managing the disease states with your medication, you're going to the hospital less, you need less additional prescriptions, and that is going to bring down the cost overall to you. In general, you don't need the transportation to get as many places because everything's under control and managed in a way that in the best way for you. So the next steps. So these are just the steps to get started. When you want to start, when you're okay, I'm going to get serious. We're going to do this. We're going to pull my medication together. Make sure you get the full list of medications you're supposed to be on from either your doctor or your pharmacy. So if you're using multiple pharmacies, I would go back to your doctor, your primary care, any specialist. Make sure that everybody knows everything that you're on and how how that's working together. Make a copy of it or write it down. So that way, when you go to a specialist or you're going somewhere else, you have your medicine that you're already on. Everybody knows what you're taking, when you're taking it, how, all the information that they would have questions about anyway. For the Medisets that I do in the pharmacy, I just create the simple Word document. Yeah, so this is for my fake patient, Rosie Red. And so this is very simple to do. You just make a table in Word. You take her name, date of birth, when the medication's been taking it. I like to include a picture of it, what is on the prescription, like what's on the pill. So every pill, so let's say you take 3 white pills. Every one of them probably has a different indent. At the time, everything looks the same. So you want to make sure that you write down as much as you can about the description. If you're making something like this, and get the picture. You can take a picture, so you can do pictures different ways. The internet has a lot of them. There's a lot of the pill IDs out there that you can type in, or like get specific if you see a certain number on your pills. You can also just take a picture with your phone and upload it yourself. I've had to do that with a couple of our prescriptions at the pharmacy where I can't find it online. And then I also want to make sure that I know why I'm using it or why my patient's using it. So, you're not just taking medicine to take medicine. You know what it's doing, how it's helping you, when you take that to your doctor's appointments. So also on this, if you're going to do this, I like to put if you're taking any insulins, if you're on any insulin or inhalers or creams or anything that you're doing regularly but wouldn't be in a pill box, list that there. List that on your card or on your sheet. So again, everybody has that information. And then I also try to sometimes put the doctor's name or number. So if you, again, are going to a specialist, like you're going to your cardiologist or something like that, they know who your PCP is. It's an easy way for them to, have that number and contact information, because they'll take a copy of this, and they love it when you come in ready with all of your stuff. It helps them, it helps you. So these are just more pictures of medication packaging. So you see up here in the top is kind of that cold press Mediset, which some pharmacies can make for you. That's what we do. Or if you're at home, you can have something as simple as one of these. This is just a weekly one. If you're taking medication twice a day, these are kind of nice. They have tabs on them that click open. And you can get a few of these on Amazon and things like that. That'll take you through a month. It's a lot bigger, but they do have monthly ones. Prices usually vary between, something like these, probably less than $2. Or you can get up to as high as the Hero, for example, which is this one up in the corner there. That's an automated pill dispensing system, which is something that you would have to buy the machine. And it costs per year. So if you were going to buy it up front for a whole year worth of service, it's $360. Or you can pay monthly, which is about $60 a month. But again, other options are available. This one right here in the bottom, that's a pill dispenser that you'd fill yourself, but it locks and turns for you every day, has timing on it. Those are about $90 if you look at them on Amazon. So, and then over here is just another way that medication is packaged. It comes, instead of every day being across like this, you get one packet of medicine for each time of day. And then you just want to set yourself reminders. So that can be easy as setting alarms, putting them in your calendars. You can also download apps on your phone. So the phone is an excellent tool if that's helpful to you. If you're somebody who's going to turn off your alarms and when you wake up in the morning, you have set yourself 5 alarms. There are other apps though. The apps are kind of set up where it's a different alarm than your regular phone alarm. They're harder to turn off. They get louder as you ignore them, things like that. So you can set it up to be as obnoxious as you'd like it to be. Another strategy that I like to do is if I'll get 2 of these. So like I said, I have problems with adherence myself. So I have 2 of these ready at all times. I keep one in my purse and I keep one at home. So I have my medicine. So if I forget in the morning, I have it where else, like sometimes wherever I'm going. I also sometimes will keep some in my drawer at work, just like extras. And it'll help you, and that's also something that you can take to the doctor too. So if you don't want to go through like making your own Word document, making your own things, if you upload everything into an app like this, it can, you can take that with you in the same way that you can take your med card. This timer up here is something that you can buy specifically to remind you about your pills. If you wanted something maybe to carry in your purse or something outside of your phone, I don't know that everybody wants an extra gadget, but if you wanted an extra gadget, this one was specifically made to help you take your medicine. So that gets us into like the best way to adhere to your medicine, I think, is to take a look at your routine, take a look at your everyday. Where do you keep your medicine? Like, do you keep it in somewhere that is helpful to you? Do you bring it home, set it on the kitchen counter, and now it stays on the kitchen counter, and you forget it every morning because, I don't know, you don't go to the junk area in your house, where you throw the keys and all the things, like, the extra things. So I'll always make sure that your medication is somewhere that you visit often, whether that's your bedside table, your bathroom, something, or next to the coffee machine. You make coffee every morning, set your medicine there. So when you get up, you start making your coffee. Oh, here's my medicine. I'll take that, and then it's done. Again, looking at like where you spend your time. So that's where my extra pill pack comes into handy. So like, if I'm going out, I'm taking medicine more than once a day, I have something in my purse or in my bag that has my medicine. It's stored safely in here. I know where it is. It's easy to access. And then it's also good to know, like, how much medicine do you have at home? Do you have refills set up to come to you automatically? Do you usually get refills like when you're completely out? You're like, oh no, I've forgotten. So that is helpful in making medisets too. You can visibly see like, oh, I only have 2 days left. I only have medicine on Friday, I better call, or reach out to the doctor or the pharmacy. I've gotten things filled at Walgreens and Kroger's. They will text you incessantly to make sure that you have your things. If it's filled, they'll give you a countdown to when you can pick it up. Try to make sure. Or if you're filling a Mediset, oh, I only have 2 pills in this bottle after that. Why don't you just call? Hey, I have a week's worth. Set me up for a scheduled refill at this time. Those are things I find helpful, to make sure you have medicine on hand so you can refill what you're using.